How about that? Is that better? Is it too much of a good thing, though? Right? I will be your host. So, all kidding aside, right? It's good to laugh, but it's so nice to see everyone. It's my first meeting of the year. I missed you. I hope you had a great holiday season, and it's so nice to be back and walk in to that wonderful energy and the hug that Olivia gave me. It was very nice. Thank you. Um, our meeting tonight will be similar to those that we've had in the past. If you're new, I'll walk you through the process. We're going to start with a short reading from a wonderful book. I'll say a short prayer. We'll introduce the speaker. His title tonight is Happy All Year, so I'm looking forward to the recipe to keep it going. Um, we'll do a vibration after his talk, a meditation type to prepare ourselves for the passes. And we'll finish tonight with passes. So, again, thank you for coming. And I'm going to open the book. Who wants to pick left or right? Right. All right, here we go. Be a friend to all who seek your company and support. People need friends as much as they need bread to live. Amidst the crowd, there are many lonely hearts in need of companionship and friendship. Never say goodbye to anyone without offering something of value from the time you have spent together. You have much to give. Finding out your qualities is the first step. Using them on behalf of others is the next. No one is so lacking in spiritual resources that they have nothing at all to give. And I think this rings so true for all of us. Um, I can speak from personal experience of being surprised at times when someone tells to me, maybe days later, weeks later, years later, sometimes something that I did that inspired them or something that I did that helped them get through a tough time. I don't even remember doing it, but they do. So we can all be examples. We can all be uplifters, if you will. There was a story a while back, and who knows, it could be decades, but it keeps going around where a man was going to jump off a bridge. And on his way to do this, a stranger walking by smiled at him, and he smiled back, and he changed his mind. He didn't jump off the bridge. So I think that's a good reminder, and I'm sure that's going to tie in. A recipe. That's a recipe, exactly. All right, so I'm going to ask for a little bit of music, and I'll try to lead us in a nice prayer, and we'll get started with that. So I'll invite you to sit back, relax, try to connect with your guardian angel, with the mentors of this house, with God, and with all the positive energy that has been prepared for us in this room. Heavenly Father, we thank you once again for the opportunity to be here tonight, knowing that we all have choices to go home, go out, or come here on a Thursday night. We're so grateful that we use our free will to drive here, absorb the positive energy, listen to a great talk, and reconnect ourselves to you and to raise our energy and our force field for the week to come. May we all prepare ourselves by simply letting go of the material life outside, the negativity that we may have brought with us, open our hearts and our minds to the lecture that we're about to receive. And we pray for our speaker tonight. May he be directed, may he be energetic, and most importantly, may he speak from his heart and help these words from the gospel get through to us so that we may receive them and leave here tonight prepared for the coming week, strengthened in courage, lifted in faith, and dedicated to a happy year starting right now. As always, Father, we thank you for Christ. We thank you for the example he showed us while he walked this earth. And we so thank you for the free will that you've given us to pursue that as best as we can. Amen. So I'd like to introduce Peter Roman for our speaker tonight.
Good evening, everyone. Let me just get my we really We really try to.
Do you need help with that? Because Marcy is the culprit.
No, that's okay.
That's okay.
I probably
Yeah, that's
am.
his fault. Yeah.
Looking just for the delete here. Yeah, right there. Okay, good. Good, good to go.
I think I like see this very.
It's good.
Yeah. See, because you were.
Yeah, not
I'm
working.
gonna stay here behind Al.
Not
as a
working.
Benjamin. Ui. I know.
Okay, everybody. Happy all year. Why all year? Because normally when we say Happy New Year, we are setting our focus only to have a happy new year. If it's June come, July come, October come, it's not happy anymore. When you get closer to December, you are ready to throw the year out. Say, yeah, get out of here. Why? The year's still 365 days, nothing but that. It doesn't change because you want that to change. It changes because you change yourself. The year doesn't change. It can be a happy or it can be an unhappy new year. If you don't change what you did in the last 365 days, nothing's going to change. But it's nice to have some cycles that we can use as a pit stop. So if you have, after 365 days, you stop and say, hey, Happy New Year. Let's do all the good stuff that I want to do. So whoever promised to go to the gym on the January 1st? Bad news, because normally gyms just stay open to noon and you are sleeping up to noon. So that's a kind of promise or wish that you're never going to do it because it is hard. So you start with the wrong foot. It's not because it's January 1st that everything changes. Of course, December is a great month because the atmosphere, everything's, it's happy. People are willing to be more warm. People are willing to look at the good side better than the rest of the year. But funny enough, you're going to start talking about the other 11 months and say, oh, this year was bad. Really? And now this month is good? And then the next year is going to be good because this month is good. So the math doesn't quite check because it's not about the year. It's not about dates. But why do we go about checking the year's dates and anniversaries or birthdays? Because we need something to control. So we counting time since the prehistoric people that recorded the phases of the moon for the first time about 30,000 years ago. The thing is, I need to have control over something. Otherwise, everything controls me. So if I can have a little bit of control of the months, of the seasons, and I know how to deal with that, it gives me more I belong to the place and I can deal with that. Without knowing, it's kind of hard to deal with. So they start counting the time, observing the heavens, and represent the progress of the civilization. So we decide that the year, it's the approximate time interval that the Earth takes to complete one lap around the sun. Nothing but that. We have 4 seasons. The seasons you have, some you're gonna harvest, some you're gonna plant, some you're gonna do absolutely nothing, just try to stay alive. The prehistorical times. But why do we count too much on a new year? Because the new year has a message behind it that it's kind of a renovation message. So when you talk about réveillon, the word in French, the verb réveiller means wake up or to revive. So if everything that you did during the year didn't work too good, what did you need to change? In which area do you need to wake up? And in which area you need to revamp, you need to do something different? New Year's Eve is the awakening of the new year. It's the awakening of the new year inside of us. Now I'm going to try to do something that didn't work before. I'm going to try to do something different and see if it works. Otherwise, it's going to be the definition of crazy. Trying to do the same thing and get a different result. It doesn't work. The first New Year celebration took place 4,000 years ago in Mesopotamia, and that was the celebration of the end of the winter and the beginning of spring. What happens? If spring is coming, winter is gone, now I'm going to have food, right? Now I'm going to have abundance, and I can pray for abundance as well. What is abundance in our lives? This is material, but if you think about metaphor, what is abundance in our lives? What is abundance for our spirit? Oh, I didn't translate that one. I'm sorry. New Year and Spiritism. Now you're having a Portuguese crash course as well. A true Spiritist is recognized by his moral transformation and by the efforts he makes to tame his bad inclinations. Allan Kardec, Gospel According to Spiritism, Chapter 7, Item 4. Moral transformation. Is it easy? If you say that it is, I'm going to change places with you. You come here, I'm go down, because for me, it's not easy at all. It is possible, but it's not easy. So St. Augustine already told us that every night when you go to sleep, we should review our day, see what we could have been better at, mistakes or more mistakes. What did we miss in a day? Because normally what we do, we wait until we got really tired, so we crash. Hello, pillow, bye. Tomorrow I wake up. So there's no time for reflection. And nowadays, you know that people, all the doctors, and they're saying that it's really bad to watch TV until you got to bed and all this stuff. So save a little bit of time just to think about, what did you do? Could you do better? It's just a recap of the day. And it's not to be really aggressive with you. It's just to understand that there were opportunities that you didn't took advantage of. Maybe tomorrow I'll do it, or maybe not. But as you realize, as you focus, this lecture is all about focus. As you focus on something, the rest disappears. You guys heard me saying that many times, and I'm not going to apologize to that, because that is the truth. If you decide to focus on something, the rest will disappear. If you lost your job and you focus in the losing your job, all you're going to see around you is opportunities to lose something. But if you lost your job and you focus in opportunities that can come after that, your brain is going to try to find new opportunities. So you set your brain for success or not. You need to fight against 85,000 thoughts a day. And that's just for the men. Sorry, ladies.
What are you trying to say?
Nothing, especially the blonde ones. Didn't mean that. I didn't mean that.
What does really mean that we have more thoughts?
What? No.
Deeper thoughts.
Yeah.
Wow.
You ladies have more gray mass in your brain, so you can
Yeah, we do.
multitask and everything. So that creates more information inside your brain.
Absolutely.
AKA thoughts.
No, you can't.
You know, yeah. Okay, I'm out of jail. I'm out of jail. Thank God for neuroscience. Yay. So we have our Christmas dinner, right? Who had a dinner with family? Who here have family, a big family, not just mom, dad, and a big family? I had 6 people coming from Germany to my house. And it's really nice up to a point that something goes wrong. And then it's down and here we go without a sledge, without snow. It's not sometimes very interesting, but the thing is, this is that was a video, but I couldn't find it in English. It is in Spanish and translated to Portuguese, so it doesn't work here. But they did a experience. They call a lot of families. They sat on a table to have a Christmas dinner, and they start asking questions to kids, then to moms, dads, and then grandpas, grandmas. And the questions start with general. What is outside? Internet. What kind of animals can you see on emojis, or what is squish squish dance and things like that? And up to this point, everybody was awesome, responding everything. And then they start asking questions more personal, like, how did your parents meet? Do you guys know? Some of the youngsters don't. And your grandparents? Mhm. Which profession did your grandma graduate from? What is your son's favorite band? What is your wife's dream that she did not accomplish yet? What left a mark on your grandpa's childhood? Where will your parents spend their honeymoon? What is your mom studying recently? What was your father's childhood dream? And the result was that half of each table were sent off because they couldn't respond. But they could talk about whatever was on the internet. And this is an eye-opener, because nowadays we are so in tune to what is external, then we don't have time to understand what's happening in our own family. And if you think about Spiritism, our family is the first cell that we chose. Yes, we did choose. No, I didn't choose to be born. I said, sorry, you did. Yeah. Or you are really bad, like you have some problems that you have to get to that family. But probably every one of us chose to be in that family. Why? Because that our family represents a chance, an opportunity to learn what we miss. And we don't pay attention to our family. We don't know anything about the family. You know what happened after all these questions? They went back to the table, and there was a box, and everybody threw the cell phone in the box. Would that gonna last forever? No. Maybe tomorrow everybody's on the phones again. But this is an eye-opener, because if you want to know something about yourself, know something about the one that put you on earth, that give you life, and the ones that gave life to your parents too. And then you're going to figure out a little bit more about yourself. That will create a sense of who you are and give you more focus to decide what you want to do. Jonah the Ologist used to say, in attempt to attend all the eccentricities, my translator. Eccentricities, yeah, of the world's voice, the mind moves away from the essential goal and loses the focus that constitutes its fundamental objective. What is the fundamental objective of the mind? I can hear you.
Focus.
Focus. Focus. And this is not a scientist. This is not Tony Robbins. This is not anybody that is incarnated. This is from the Spirit. The Spirit's real. So focus, my friends, is the name of the game. What are we focusing in? We have a very mental, a noisy brain. So this noise is our life mate. It stays with us for the whole time. 85,000 thoughts a day. It's a lot of noise. That is a saying that say your brain speaks too loud that I cannot hear you. I cannot hear because you are so agitated. You don't stop. You don't think. Element that hinders accurate focus and thinking the most. Judge and executioner at the same time. It's like internal pop-ups, accumulated ideas, beliefs, habits, and attitudes. So, if we are to slow down or change, what shall we do? What can you do to stop the flow of 85,000 thoughts a day? How do you stop? Don't. Here is not an opportunity. Pass out is not an opportunity.
Meditate.
I'm working on that. I honestly don't know because I have to be jumping from topic to topic to topic to topic.
Uh-huh.
And we talked about that. And I honestly don't know because actually it affects me to have to just jump from topic to topic to topic.
Let me give you a hint. Think simple. Don't overdo your thoughts. What can you do to slow down?
You force yourself to schedule time out.
Okay. When you force yourself to schedule time out, does your mind respond the way you want, or it tries to do something else?
It tries, but you've got to overpower it.
Okay,
You have
so
to have that
fake it
will.
until you make it.
Pardon me?
Fake it till you make it.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
What shall you do to stop this agitated mind of us?
I don't know, like maybe a couple steps, like slow down, sit down, breathe, close your eyes, or I don't know, but focus on what you want
Perfect.
first.
Sir?
I put a lot of things aside and concentrate only on a few important things.
Is that easy?
No.
No.
I would say no, but it would be, usually it's because I let other people decide on my thoughts, while I would have to say to everybody else, stay away, and I will.
But it's not easy, right?
It's not easy.
Sir? Yeah?
Like you said, breathe, take a moment. I zoom out, overview what's important, what's not, and see what's nonsense, and then just focus on the things that matter. And then half that is it's just slowing down and just taking a moment.
Breathe, take a moment and think about something else. It's called nowadays what?
Meditation.
Meditation. Is meditation easy?
No.
Okay, so what we have in our hands that is easy? In our hands.
Listen to music. I don't know. I'm trying to listen to music and go for walks.
You have the knowledge.
When you do this, what you doing?
Right.
You're praying. Is it praying hard?
No.
As hard as meditation? As hard as put your mind to the side or your thoughts to the side? Prayer is the tool that we have, and we take it for granted. Because when you pray, you stop the flow. You have to stop the flow, otherwise you don't pray. You change your physiology, otherwise you don't pray. And it's so easy to pray. But please don't go, our Father in heaven, amen. No, Just say it from the heart. That will change. That will stop. That will give you a moment to recharge and do it again. Because, of course, we're going to get to the flow again. That's our beautiful brain.
It does recharge.
Mm-hmm. On Gospel According to Spiritism, chapter 17, also was asking for the formula, for the recipe of being perfect. And we know that perfection doesn't belong to this world, but that's something that we can chase. So there's some things that we can do. Have faith in the future. We do, right? Great, check. Possess sentiments of charity and love. Do good for the sake of good. It's kind of a little harder, but yes. Yeah, most of the time we try. Find satisfaction in the benefits you are able to spread. Not hard still, but sometimes we don't think this way. But this is setting your focus, remember. Always be good, humane, and benevolent to everyone. What is the hard word here, guys?
Everyone. Always. Oh, everyone.
And everyone is hard too. I agree with you all. Everyone is hard too. Because there's some people that don't want to be nice to. I know I need to be nice too, but I don't want to be nice too. So everyone is always is too much time, and everyone is too much people. And when you have too much, your brain got overwhelmed and then shut down. Don't hold a grudge. Don't hate or desire revenge. We're getting there, right? Hopefully. Because remember, if you are thinking bad about somebody, who's being poisoned? Who's drinking poison? We. The ones that have the thoughts, because the thoughts will generate cortisol. Cortisol can be released from your body if you run, if you do exercises. They don't do that all the time and release cortisol all the time. So it will accumulate up to a point that creates a overdose. It will choose the weakest organ that you have in your body, and voila, you have a sickness. Great. We are capable to do that. So this is a recipe to stay healthy. Be forgiving of the weakness of others. Hard to. Sometimes it's really hard. Study your own imperfections and work ceaselessly to combat them. All this is too much time, too much things doing at the same time. But yeah, okay. Are you happy with that, Al? Can you do all of these? You're gonna be my next hero. I can't. Never try to emphasize the importance of your own spirit or talents at the expense of others. Good. It's just a daily reminder. It's not something that we do on purpose, just a daily reminder. Use but don't abuse the possessions you have been given, including your body. Because normally that's what we abuse most of the time. Use your authority to raise people's morale. Never crush with your own pride. And always be one who respects the rights of your fellow men. Although women are more prone to multitask, science says that when you have something important to do, you have to do it one at a time, because our brain it processes one thing at a time. It's a sequential process. So, which one are you going to choose? Which one? Just choose one. The thing is, this word therefore must be understood in the sense of relative perfection, which humanity is susceptible to. What does perfection consist of? Jesus said, loving our enemies, doing good to those who hate us, pray for those who persecute us. But this is Jesus. And that's the thing that we don't understand. Of course, he's the model. But we're not going to go from step 1 to step 895 in one incarnation. So, step by step, be simple. Work one thing at a time. Which one are you going to work from those on the chapter 17? Which one you can do it from today on? Which one you're going to work with? You don't, it's not in you, but you can add to your list of good things to do. It's setting your focus. That's what needs to be done in order to have a happy all year, not just New Year. Live like a postage stamp. Stick to one goal until you reach it. Okay. Why do I put these quotes that are kind of fun? Because the brain likes happiness and it sticks better to what we're talking about. There's too much information to be absorbed in once. If everyone has the same number of hours in a day, why do some people seem to get much more done than others?
They get up early.
5-letter word.
Focus.
That's because they plan ahead. People don't plan to fail. They fail because they don't plan. If you focus, if you're planning, you're focusing. When you want the best chance of succeeding in anything, you set your mind to the way to go is always the same. Keep it simple. The brain loves simple things. When you talk to somebody, when you try to make a sale, when you try to talk to your child, and you start getting too complicated, you lost them. Our brain don't like difficult things. So talk in a way that is simple to understand. That people see what's there for me. Why should I listen to this guy in the first place? If there's nothing for me, I'm not going to listen to. Be simple. Deliver the message in a simple way. Oh, one more here. Being simple is ignoring all the things you could do, worrying about what you should do. We will always classify our things like important, really important, medium, and I can do it later. But that's some things that you need to do right now. And that overrides every important scale that you have from things. Those are the things that you can do, not that you should do. Oh, I should go to Mars. I don't know why, but yeah, can you do that? No. So what can you do? Go to NASA, Cape Canaveral is right there. I don't know. But what can you do? Not what should you do? Because if you should do, should is a verb that gives kind of a permission to your brain to say, yeah, I should, but maybe I won't. And could is straight to the point. How many times a day are you in a pluriattention or multitasking mode? It doesn't work. It works if something that you're doing is really simple and the other thing needs a little bit more attention. In that sense, you can do it. And women does that all the time, much more than men. But if you need to do something real important, and I believe that everything that we do for ourselves and for our spirit is really important, stop doing the rest. Focusing. You're going to do faster, and you're going to do more efficiently, and you're going to be happier. Especially because focus allows us to silence, to slow down our thoughts. And silence allows us to hear the God in us. Stillness is not always silence. Whoever tried to meditate like this. This is me, okay? I'm not gonna think on anything. I'm not gonna think on anything. I'm not gonna think on anything. A lot of things coming. I'm not gonna think on anything. I'm not gonna think on anything. I'm thinking about something, not thinking on anything. This is just a thought. My brain is noisy. Stop. If something comes, let it come and let it go. Let it come and let it go. That's the only way. And that's why nowadays we have meditation that is conducted by somebody, because then you don't fight against thoughts. You just follow through what's being said. It is hard, but sometimes we think that we are in peace, we are in silence, but our brain keeps going, keeps producing noise inside of us, so we can decide between one thing or the other. Silence the mind to focus good and uplifting thoughts. Appropriate silence produces deep listening, outlining our connection with the divine filiation. Who can tell me the difference between sympathy and empathy? Please?
Sympathy is where you have feelings for somebody.
Mm-hmm.
Empathy is where you're actually trying to feel what they are actually feeling.
Perfect.
If
Use-
you are sad, I am sad.
Using the hearing part, sympathy is here to answer. Empathy is here to understand. Normally, we're so sympathetic. Wow, always so sympathetic, my friend. You're glowing. But what is the empathetic part? And that what gives us more deep listening. One thing is to hear, the other thing is to listen. Hear, and you know that because you work at that, happens, it's a mechanical process. Listen, it's a mental process that goes to our spirit as well. God needs human silence in order to be heard by those who wish to keep in touch with his fatherhood. If you don't reframe yourself, or if you don't slow down a little, how can you hear? It's just like trying to answer your phone on vibration inside of a party that is really noisy. You're not going to hear. So you're not going to hear any of your insights. You're not going to hear yourself. And we need our insights to understand how we react to things. And if you think that this is something that is too complicated or just adults do it, focus is for everybody. Yeah, of course. You didn't want to go. Let me pull it here. Okay. Come on. It doesn't like me.
You have a second one?
Nope. But I will close this guy. Yeah, pretty much. Open it again. Shut down this. I did. I did. I just closed it. No. Right here. Right here. There you go. And it's not working. Okay. Shut down the Chrome.
Shut down the phone.
Okay. Close window. Bye, Chrome. Nice to see you. See you later. Oh, because the video was on Chrome, right? The other one.
It's draining the memory.
It's all about you, Mo. Come on. No, not giving me that option of playing. Why? Okay. Let me try one more time.
Can you go to one's light up and then you go back?
I can. Let's see if it works. Yeah, it does. Okay. Okay, there is some audio there.
The computer needs its
You're killing me, man. Open. Nothing there? Come here, my friend. Yeah, I open Windows, just don't know where you see it. So yeah, Happy New Year.
It was working.
The computer can focus. Well, for the ones that were here last year, the last talk, I showed a video of a baby. Baby, it was estimated small. You test to decide which aid is gonna use, which part is gonna try to do. Maybe I go down and see up, or maybe not. Yeah, I saw this before. Let me try a risky move. Oops. There he goes. And he goes up. And he looks back to his father and mother for support. He doesn't look down to suicide, to get afraid of height. He keeps going. Because what he wants to do is to win the war. And mom and dad are saying, you can do it. That's focus. That's focus. And in the end, we normally are like, yes, so close, I can taste it. Let me try it. And we try to, do a step that is harder. But you don't lose your focus. You try to keep on going. Believe in yourself. If it doesn't work this way, it will work somehow in another way. Let me see. I'm dead. And then he uses his step again. And there he goes. Yay! I got it. It doesn't matter how many obstacles you have. What matters is if you focus in what you want, you're not going to give up. But if you have a lot of questions about what shall you do, you probably will. It's probably going to beat you. But even a baby can have focus. Of course, for moms and dads here, the heart stops on seeing the baby climbing a wall. But
Without a safety.
yeah, without a safety, we always kind of assume that there was like a rubber or something cushy on the bottom, but still, it's a fall. He was not afraid of the fall. Somebody told him that he could do it. He believed it. He went for it. Why don't we believe? We put so many noise in our brain. We put so many obstacles that are hard to win. So start with small steps. Oh my God, I didn't do this one. I'm sorry. I'm going to translate it to you, okay? Attitude. Do to the others what you want others to do to you. So if you want to fly high, you have to have attitude. This is Zig Ziglar. Your attitude, not your aptitude, will determine your altitude. If you want to fly high, not go down like Icarus or burn your wings flying too high. If you want to fly in a nice, comfortable mode that you just plan for yourself, you have to have attitude. Because vision without action equals illusion. There's a lot of eluded people out there because you cannot fulfill your stomach just by reading the menu. And that's why a lot of people try to do it. Kindness, get in touch with other people. Sometimes we avoid people. Get in touch with other people. You never know who you're going to find. You never know which story they're going to tell. Never know how they're going to change your day. Sometimes it's that person that you don't want to talk to that will change your mood because you're going to understand, you're going to know something different. Faith, go in peace. Your faith heal you. What Jesus is saying here is that he needs a vehicle. He needs a way to put his energy inside our body. And the way was the faith. So when you go to the pastor's room, have faith that that energy will help you. Otherwise, there is no way. Focus, not being cherished, being kind, but also to be the most useful possible. Always that somebody needs your help. So be there when somebody needs help. Try to be there most of the time. Perseverance. Search for moral perfection according to your capacities. That's the key. Nobody's asking you to be a saint because we're not. We are in planet Earth. So that's two things that I can tell you. I have a good news and bad news. Which one you want first? Good or bad? Good. We are here to be perfected. Bad. We're not perfected at all. So we are most of the metal militia team than the heavenly bikers. We're just like trying to get better incarnation after incarnation. Your life will be what you are constantly mentalizing. Because of this, any real change in your ways will come from changing your thoughts. Again, this is not from any scientist on planet Earth. This is from Andrea Lewis, channeled by Chico Xavier. Any real change in your ways will only come from changing your thoughts, because your thoughts are the ones that tell you where to go. They give orders to your brain, and your brain just follows through. This text, this piece is from Emmanuel, called Divine Justice. And he starts pretty good. Not like Joanna, they start like hitting right and left and right. So he starts like, everything, my brother on earth, is understandable. Everything is a natural concern of existence. Fantastic. Great. However, we cannot explain your mad attachment to superficial illusions. Not even understand. We don't even understand. Why don't you take a few minutes each day, each week, each month to reflect on the transience of human resources? Why don't you think about your spiritual side? A few minutes of the day, a few minutes of the week, a few minutes of the month. Why don't you think about this? Because this, in the end, is what you're going to take. Recognize that you will not take anything materially from the physical plane, any more than apart from the goods of the spirit. You brought nothing by landing on it. So whatever you're going to take with you is what you accrue in your moral and your spiritual side. So why don't we think about this? It's kind of hard. We just want to emphasize that whatever your conviction, no one will run away from the future. And this is the only thing that we know. We were born, we're going to discarnate. We are incarnated, and somehow we're going to discarnate. When, where, how, we don't know. So, those who think well, act well, and live well. Right? We are what we are what we think, and we radiate around us exactly what we feel. And when we radiate, everybody here agrees that spirits are energy, right? Our thoughts are energy, right? We radiate energy, right? When you radiate negative energy, what kind of spirits are you attracting? Bingo. And then you say that some people say that is a antenna for crazy people. Yeah, think about what you are giving, what kind of energy you are just throwing out. Improving our attitudes, our thoughts, and feelings is an intelligent and somewhat scientific way to free ourselves from the vicious cycle of suffering. Improving our attitudes, our thoughts, and feelings. Intelligent and somewhat scientific way to free ourselves from vicious cycles of suffering. Interesting. Come back.
When we die, our lifeline does this. When we're alive, our lifeline does this. Notice how that connects with our real experience of life. Life is full of ups and downs. It means you're alive. Twists and turns. Love and loss. Happiness and sadness. Success and failure. We experience extreme highs, peaks, and summits, and at the same time experience the troughs, the lows, and submit. Life is kind of like one big crazy roller coaster. It starts slowly, fills you with anticipation and curiosity, takes you up, and then sends you flying down, only to rise up quickly again. We laugh until it hurts. We cry inside a little. Experience a few moments where we wanted to stop and hope it's all over, but it just keeps going. We somehow think that success is linear, an upward line. There is literally no case study for that. Everyone we admire has ups and downs. Your body mostly replaces itself every 7 to 15 years. The organs that work the hardest have the fastest changeover. You get a whole new skin every 2 to 4 weeks. Your red blood cells last less than half a year. And your liver renews itself at least once every couple of years. The universe is always changing. We are always changing. But we want to remain the same. We settle for security, not recognizing that a flat lifeline means we're dead. Real life is ups and downs. Death looks like this. Every time I see that, I remind myself, this is living. This isn't. In the journey of life, we pass pleasure and pain. There will be sunshine and rain. There will be loss and gain. But we must learn to move forward again and again. Don't judge the moment. Don't try to hang on because it will keep pushing you forward. And remember, this morning, if you're healthy, you're happier than the 1 million people that will not survive this week. If there's food in your fridge, shoes on your feet, clothes on your body, a bed to sleep on, and a roof over your head, you're richer than 75% of people in the world. And if you have a bank account, money in your wallet or a purse, or coins in a jar, you're in the top 8% of the world's wealthiest. We cannot avoid the ups and downs, but we can change the way we see them. Because as Wayne Dyer said, when we change the way we look at things, the things we look at change.
That's a recipe. So, if we can renew our body entirely, and we have a sickness, on our liver, on our lungs, on blood cells. Why we still sick? Because the origin, the source of sickness didn't change, which is our thoughts, the way that we see life, the way that we produce our life the way it is. This is a wake-up call. It's not easy to change our lives. It's not easy to make everything happy. And if I see somebody 360 days a year smiling and happy, I'm probably going to refer to a psychologist, because planet Earth is not always happy. Our life is not always happy. But that doesn't mean that we cannot focus on the good things instead of mourning the bad things. Because every time we do that, we attract more of those energies and chemicals inside our body that we don't want. We don't even think about it, but we do it to ourselves. So the recipe is, if you have coins in a jar, you are among the 8% of the richest people in the world. And what we see is that I don't have as much money as my neighbor. It's a shift of focus. It's a shift of perception. What are you looking at? How are you looking at? How can you do this something different? How can you really make your whole year a happy year? How can you make it happy all year? By changing your focus. Is that something easy? No, it's not. Is that something that you're capable of doing? Yes, it is. Take care of your life. Maybe it would be the only gospel people read. We don't understand our life as a gospel, but that's the importance of our life. That's the importance of us when people see us. Because sometimes you don't think too much about yourself, but the others do. And if you can change one person at a time, just by doing it, not just saying it, you're doing good. You're doing really good. Change your focus and see your life change. Happy all year.
Happy all year.
Before we go into our vibration